No need to remember when, 'cause everything old is new again.
Hi, David Smith from Australian Video Camera here. Well, as the old saying goes, everything old is new again, and that's exactly what occurred to me when I pulled this Sony NX5R out of its box to begin my review. Because this camera looks and feels very much like an old friend. And here's the old friend. This is the Sony Z1, my trusty companion since about 2004. And it's, as you can see, the two cameras are just about identical. They weigh the same. They have the same set of features. Here's the Z1 with the features. It's got a focus ring, a zoom control, aperture control, a bunch of buttons down here, all in the same standard positions that have been carried over from as early as the PD150, pretty much in the same orientation, which is fantastic because you go straight to them when you need to use them in a hurry. And the same thing applies with the NX5R. You've got a focus ring, a zoom ring, the aperture ring, which in my opinion is just a fraction too close to the zoom ring. It's very easy to just tweak the zoom ring with your finger when you're adjusting the aperture. Minor quibble. And then you've got ND filters, focus controls, auto manual focus, and then you've got a total of 7 assignable buttons that go right around here and then round onto the handle just around the side here. And they are often labelled with their presets. For example, we've got presets here for let's see, zebra, histogram, last scene, and so on. And of course you can reassign all of those buttons to suit your own preferences, which is as it should be. And then down below you've got the standard array of, you've got gain, white balance, shutter control. The iris is now moved, of course, onto the aperture ring here. And then you've got the standard audio control panel, which is totally familiar, just two level controls and various selector switches, including one selector position for the multi-connector, which is up here on the top here. That's a multi-purpose hot shoe that can accept microphones or lights or various other things. But all the other controls are in the most familiar of places, and it makes the camera very much like an old friend, except for all the new goodies on the inside. For the first thing, this one here, the Z1, uses that curious commodity called videotape, which really is just a way of storing noughts and ones on a digital storage medium. It's been around for a long time, videotape, and it still works reliably, provided you keep the heads clean and the tape is well looked after. You get an hour's recording on one of these mini DV tapes, and I've recorded hundreds of hours of video on this camera, and also on my previous PD150 from Sony. But the NX5R is distinguished in several ways. This one, however, stores its noughts and ones on SD cards, which are housed in the back here, just in a little door, and there's room for 2 SD cards in there to give you endless hours almost. Well, actually it is endless hours of storage because you can actually hot swap one card while the other one's filling up. So when one gets full, you can take it out, replace it with a new empty card, and you can effectively keep going for as long as the food lasts, I guess. The other is in terms of all the outputs you have. You've got SDI, HD, you've got HDMI, you've got composite video. So there's a whole range of excellent ways to get information out for monitoring or for editing. And when you add that to the fact that this camera functions like a mini transmission station, being able to transmit by Wi-Fi, near field connection, all sorts of options, all within the camera, this becomes a very contemporary piece of equipment for working in the modern interactive world. Okay, so these two cameras, which are physically very similar in size, shape and weight, are a decade apart in terms of tape versus SD card recording, and also in terms of wired and wireless connectivity. But as a filmmaker, my primary concern is image quality. So how do these cameras compare in a simple real-world test of optics? I took both cameras outside and, using optical image stabilization, took some handheld shots in the garden. Cat's whiskers are always a good test of resolution, and here's the comparison. Z1 NX5R. How about a nice shiny watering can rose? Z1 NX5R. The fine detail in leaf veins and wisteria flowers are good subjects for my test. Z1 NX5R. Finally, here's a comparison using my Cameline Chroma de Monde test chart. Z1 NX5R. Z1 NX5R. You can clearly see that as far as resolution goes, there really isn't much in it. So the clear advantages of the new ultra-connected NX5R lie not so much in raw image quality as in the flexibility and speed of ingest using SD cards rather than videotape, and in the wide range of connection and networking possibilities available in 2017. So nostalgia aside, everything old is not quite new again.